Hi everybody and welcome back to Winter of Series 11 in Forza Horizon 5. It's time to do all the PR stunts, the treasure hunt and photo challenge, and we'll begin it with Barranco Trailblazer. The car restrictions for this week's stunts are very loose. It has to be A-class, built between 1990 and 2009, so we have 2 decades of cars, more than 24 of cars to choose from, so I'm running this Hoonigan Cossi V2 for this, and Barranco Trailblazer is reasonably straightforward, but in the beginning you have to be careful with all the rocks, so feel free to use rewind if you hit something on the way, and closer to the end when you need to bend to the left you need to navigate around the trees, so again feel free to use rewind, it all counts nicely, and with that you should have no issue beating the Trailblazer with sufficient time left. The speed zone is even easier, you only need to have 70 miles an hour. There's 2 corners on this speed zone which are reasonably easy as long as you stay around the road. You can see the road limits are pretty loose as well. You should be fine. Don't forget to brake before the second corner. The first one you don't really have to brake, just lift off, and yeah, the target is beaten very easily. The Hot Wheels stunt is a drift zone, so we're gonna have to swap the cars. That's gonna be this Nissan Silvia Case Aero with a drift tune. As usual for the drift zones, make sure you have your traction control off, your stability control off, and I highly recommend to put your car into manual shifting. When you start the drift zone there's a speed booster just before it, so make sure to not use it, otherwise you're gonna fly way too fast. You don't need that much speed, otherwise just keep driving and steering left right and you should be fine. In the same gear, the third gear works really nice, but if your car starts being a bit too stable to continue drift, just hit your handbrake to initiate e-drift and the 180k points shouldn't be a problem. Now on to the treasure hunt, the troublemaker of this week. Now the riddle itself is pretty easy. You need to win any race in Ford Racing Puma. I think both versions of it work, but the Auto Show one is obviously something to choose if you don't have car pass. Any race would do. I chose this drag strip obviously because it's faster and easier. Doesn't matter really what tune you run. I have a rally tune by Seppi SP4 I think, but even with that you can see the AI in drag racing can't do anything, and if you struggle for whatever reason just lower the difficulty. Now once the riddle is complete, that's where the problems start, as there's a lot of people complaining that the chest cannot be found. The reason I chose this drag strip is because it's close to the chest location. You can see it's here on the airfield. I've heard a rumor that if you use an event lab event to score a race win, that's what triggers the absent chest for many people. I don't think that's true, but just to be on the safe side, use the actual built-in event. As I said, the drag race should be really easy way to obtain the chest location really quickly. Now driving from that's finished, you get through this hangar and you'll see the chest to your right. You can see there's somebody else also riding in joy from fighting the chest. Here it is, standing in a little bit of a bush. Feel free to break it for 100 Forzathon points. If you don't have the chest there, there's no obvious solution. You can try the cloud gaming or another console if you have access to it, but that's about it. Now on to the photo challenge. We need to take a photo of Mitsubishi GTO under the Arc of Mouleger. You can see there's somebody else here as well, so I've got 2 GTOs in the same spot, so let's line it up for a nice shot. Make a quick photo like so, and that's it for this week's PR stunts. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.